welcome. Thank you for stopping by today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're going to talk some more how to get rid of that belly, that fat, with that stuff that's been bothering you for all these years. It's been building up. It's time to change. I'm announcing today we have our spring Lipo Special. So 15% off your procedure costs. This will bring this procedure into grasp for many of you individuals now who are looking to get ready for the summer and get that body that you finally wanted. And I'm looking for the individuals who are really right on that cusp and they're ready to change their life, like seriously change their life, because it takes serious change to get these kind of results for the long run. We can get it for you in a short run, but if you don't maintain and take care of yourself and do the things that are necessary, then your long-term results aren't going to be as good. See, Mr. Ray says, can I pay for an in-person consultation? Absolutely. So you're gonna, either way, we have to do some type of consultation where you're gonna meet with me or Kale. And so you can do the paid consultation and then call our office and we'll work something out. We'll figure out a time that you can come in. So all of you that are jumping on here from Facebook, make sure you're hitting the share button. And Instagram, if you can tag any of your friends that might be interested in this 15% off special. What's up, Erica? You say you're ready. Good to hear. So when you look at these pictures here, and you see these individuals that have these big bellies beforehand and afterwards it's significantly smaller, it makes such an impact on their life. It goes far beyond these cosmetic changes, just a visual. These bellies are what restricts individuals. This is what causes all the health issues. So the blood pressure, the diabetes, the heart disease. This fat is what leads to it. So if you don't have the issues now, you're on the path to experiencing these health issues sometime in the future. Licious Dark asks, is my BMI too high? I don't know what your BMI is. But you can do our quick quote. We do large volume liposuction, so obviously we do large individuals, so don't be scared, don't worry, just go do the quick quote. Our quick quote is available on our website, myshapelipo.com. You're going to go on the website, you can click on that link, enter the basic information that we require, and based off of your BMI, we will be able to quote you a fairly accurate quote. Now, if you like the quote, you're ready to move forward, and you want to take advantage of this 15% off, then the next step is your formal consultation. It's a $100 consultation. You'll meet with myself or Kale, and we evaluate your specific situation, answer all of your questions, and get you an accurate quote. BMI 35, no big deal. This one here is I'm probably in her 40s. So, and we do larger individuals. So we get lots of fat off of people. We make huge dramatic change, Mr. Ray. So, at a BMI of 35, you got a little cushion that we can remove from you. It's I describe it as almost like a blanket of fat that's covering your bodies, because the bodies underneath, they're all the same. No, not exactly the same, but we are all shaped, anatomically very similar. And so like the women are supposed to have this natural curve, and it's there. You just have to take the blanket that's covering it, right? So the blanket covering these curves is covering these shapes they're already there. You already have a nice hourglass figure. You already have a nice butt. All we have to do is take out the stuff that doesn't belong, and it's like magic. It just comes right through because it's already you. It's already you. Dejan, you ask how much. So that's where you're going to get your quick quote. So you're on Facebook, so go up to the post here, click on the link for the quick quote, and you can put in your basic information. You can do it right now while we're talking. Just go up to the post, click on the link, and enter your information, and you get your quote like immediately right now. And when you're serious, Dejan, because now is that 15% off, and it's not going to last. It's only for this month. So you got to get your formal consultation and call our office and get scheduled. The only time this 15% comes off is when you place your deposit. That's when you will appreciate the discounts. Okay, do you go off of credit, or is it easy to qualify for? So this is going to be that there's a third-party finance company that we deal with. We don't do the financing in-house, so they do determine it based off of your credit, from my understanding. However, if you can get a co-signer, perhaps like a family member or a spouse or really good friend. They can co-sign for the loan and allow you to get it. So that's an option. But obviously, you know, you want to make sure when you do stuff like that you make sure that you're doing ethically and you are intending on paying for the loan, because the person who gets on as a co-signer, they're responsible for the loan. So it's not cool to leave somebody on the hook. Okay. So I just pinned the comment for Kat. Kat from MyShape, one of our employees here, she's answering questions. She can answer Spanish questions. She's on Facebook right now, and if you have any questions in Spanish, she's happy to help you there. We pinned her comment, which includes the quick quote link. But you can see how these big bellies, when you take them away, it allows for the individual to have much more flexibility and capabilities in their lives. With that belly in front of you, it restricts significantly, not only from like discomfort, but in the gravity is pulling forward. When gravity pulls forward, it puts that stress on the lower back. So many individuals with those bigger bellies have a lot of lower back pain, and even upper back pain, because it puts stress on the upper back as well. It puts a lot of stress on the musculature of the spine to keep you upright, because that weight is pulling forward. This happens with large breasts as well, and commonly when you have large belly, you also have large breasts too. So there's lots of physical issues that these individuals are struggling from. That, you know, the truth is some of you, I know, you're like, I'm tough, it doesn't bother me at all, I can do everything that I want to do, but you know what? You're totally wrong. And I'm telling you this because I know, because I've seen this happen so many times, and I've seen people like that believe that the weight, it doesn't affect them. And you know, maybe you're able to overcome and do more things than other people that have the same issue. However, it is restrictive. It's like an athlete having a torn muscle. Like they may be able to still run and play, but it's a torn muscle and it does affect you. So this belly, it's definitely going to affect like every aspect of your life. I mean, simple stuff like where the belly folds. You're gonna have warm, moist tissue there, and that's going to be prone for infections and rashes, and you know, like people get fungal infections. It's gross, and these people hate it, and it's itchy and it's uncomfortable, and it's embarrassing because it gives off odors and stuff. So you know, these are the little things that it solves, but the big things, the big deals in your life is your health. You know, getting healthy. This heavier person, that person is prone, you're on path for destructive health issues. And that might be high blood pressure, that might be diabetes, that might be heart disease, but you're on a destructive path, and it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. If you keep on that path, you're bound to have medical problems. In our system, our medical system is set up just for that. When you hit like your mid-40s, that's when people start having issues with high blood pressure, and then the doctors go, no problem, we'll get you on medication. They start you on medication, then you're in the system, taking the medication. Oh, yeah, diabetes now, don't worry about it, just keep doing what you're doing. Take this medication. Okay, next thing you know, you got a heart issue and you need blood thinners. Well, no problem, keep doing what you're doing. Just give you medication. Next thing you know, you're on 15 different medications. You're 50 years old, and you got side effects from side effects of side effects. That's not good. Okay, I hope some of you will be paying attention. You'll be conscious of this, that the system that our medical system is in right now is it's failing, and it's not in your best interest. Most of the things that are happening right now, a lot of the medical industry it's been taken over by big business. So it's the pharmaceutical companies are trying to make more money, the hospitals are trying to make more money, and the ones that suffer are you and me, the people that are trying to use these systems. So liposuction is I don't want to call it natural. However, we are able to remove that fat, and by removing the fat, it sets your body up to allow your body to function better. And when your body functions better, you feel better. And it affects all these little small aspects of your life. I had a patient that I spoke about previously who she had PCOS, and her period was normally she got it once or twice a year, very irregular. And as she said, after the liposuction, she was just 4 months out, but she said immediately after the procedure she started getting her period appropriately, like on a monthly basis. And this is this young lady right here. And that's just one example of the incredible things that, like, the side effects that liposuction has, and nobody really talks about. Nobody talks about that stuff. But I promise you, larger individuals, you guys have issues. You may not even realize the issues that you have until after they're gone. That's the cool thing, is after they're gone, you'd be like, you didn't even realize how big of a problem it was, and how much easier your life is, and the things that you're able to do, like simple stuff like going out and buying clothes. I mean, it's way different buying clothes when you can buy fitted clothes, when you're excited and happy about how you feel. So let's take a break. Make sure you hit the share button. Those of you on Facebook, make sure those of you on Instagram, you can hit you can hashtag and tag people. Those of you who you have friends or family who might be interested, who've got these bigger bellies, who struggling with insecurities, struggling with the weight that's holding them back. Maybe they're having health issues at this point. This is an opportunity. 15% off. This is an opportunity to get summer ready. Get that fat off your body so you're ready to be more active this summer. I mean, I know it gets hot as heck here in Vegas, and in many places around the country it's not as hot as it is here, but it still gets warmed up. So you got to shed that weight, shed that blanket of fat that you have, and show the true you. Okay. Lichus Stark says your BMI is 42. Will I be able to? So if you notice on the quick quote system, when you have a BMI of 44 and above, we require that you do the formal consultation for further assessment. And the reasoning behind that is basically this. As the BMIs elevate, it starts to you get more discrepancy, a bigger discrepancy from one individual to the next when you start getting in the higher BMIs, above 40. And what I mean by that, the bigger discrepancy, is some people carry their weight differently. So if you carry your weight, everything in the middle, it's totally different than the person that carries it, more uniform throughout their whole body, or the person that carries everything on their lower body and is not that big in the midsection, or vice versa, upper body. Maybe they have really huge breasts and big arms, and then their lower body's skinny. I mean, I've seen all kinds of interesting body structures. So anyhow, the point is that the larger BMIs, we can definitely help you, but we just need to figure out and make sure that our recommendations are appropriate, because with the quick quote, it was inappropriate to give recommendations to people with that higher BMI, because it just didn't match necessarily the proper recommendations that we would be giving. Okay, so is your BMI okay? Yes, it is possible. That I don't want to say for sure, Lichus, because I don't know what your body is like. So obviously you're interested. So send in your request for the formal consultation, and I will get you taken care of. But you can see, please just watch some of these videos. I mean, these pictures that are scrolling behind me. I'm posting these pictures of the larger individual just because visually speaking, what's the word I'm looking for? They pop, you can see the huge dramatic change, and that's really what I want you to just see. These are the visual changes. Clearly, the pictures aren't going to show the psychological changes, the emotional changes, the little changes like the lower blood pressure. You don't see that in the pictures, but with the pictures, you can see the big dramatic change. And so that's why we do larger individuals, because larger individuals, you can see bigger dramatic change on these small pictures here. So you can go to our private Facebook group. If you have not joined our private Facebook group, I highly suggest you join our private Facebook group. It's called My Shape Lipo Support Group. It's a really cool place where many of our previous patients, some from 7-8 years ago, are there, and every day we got new patients that are getting the procedure and are coming into this portal. But there's also people just like you that are looking, they're interested, they're curious, they're not sure if this is right for them, they're not sure if their belly is going to retract back the way that they want. So we created this group to allow for you to connect with these individuals that have actually had the procedure from My Shape Lipo. So it's almost like having a friend or family member that's actually had the procedure from us. So they can tell you the truth. you don't have to rely on these, maybe they're real, maybe they're not real testimonials out in the public, with that kind of stuff. It's, you know, you never know what you're gonna find. But when you get into this group, you have the ability to, like, literally you can private message these individuals and they'll connect with you. And they're real people, and they're not our employees. They're real people, real patients that have gotten a procedure, and they'll share with you. They're happy to share with you because when they were looking for the procedure, there was people just like them that shared with them. So I call this that we pay it forward. So once you've experienced the change and you're in the process of transforming your life, like this young lady here, it's your responsibility. You got to reach back and help those that are in need. So those that are in need are people like you right now that they're questioning, you're not unsure, and so they need people to solve your or answer your questions. And the ability to connect with these previous patients that's the ability. But here's the thing: is once you utilize their services and you not take advantage, but you utilize them and ask them questions and get all the information that you need to make you feel better and allow you to make a better decision. Once you make that decision and you go through with the process, now you got to turn around and help somebody that was just like you, because that's the way this world works. We got to pay it forward. We keep the circle moving here, the giving and the taking. So those of you that are coming in now, you're going to be taking from the knowledge and the experience of these individuals that have had the previous procedure. And then once you've taken that and learned from it, now you got to give back and give your knowledge and experience as you learn from doing. Okay, you said your body looks like this lady. All right. Okay, here is the link for the Facebook support group. Thank you, Sierra. Sierra Click. She's on Instagram right now. Let me see if I can pin that post. So Sierra's, she's one of our employees, our medical assistants. So when you have your procedure, you may get an opportunity to work with Sierra. And then on Facebook, we got Susie from MyShape. She's also answering questions, posting stuff. And my favorite friend, Rebecca Rexroth, she's there on Facebook. She's one of our superstar previous patients. She's very active in the support group. And in fact, she's an administrator there. And she's been helping for quite some time all these individuals who are looking to change their life. She's really taking an active role in changing her own life and setting an example for others. And I like to say she's like been blazing this trail, blazing this path. So now, when others have questions and concerns, like she's been through a lot of crap. She's been through it. She's got loose skin. She's got stretch marks. She's had all kinds of issues, but she's overcome. And she continues to overcome, and it's never perfect. It's always getting better, and Rebecca's the epitome of this. She's constantly improving, constantly doing things, and she's applying it to all aspects of her life, which is, for me, the most fun to watch, because this effort, this mindset, this idea, it's the constant, never-ending improvement. And once you adopt this belief, your life will change in every aspect. Because when I say constant and never-ending improvement, I mean, like, you're improving your relationships with your family members. You're improving your education level by reading more. You're improving your health by being more active. You're improving your diet and nutrition by improving, eating different foods and things of that nature. This is a improvement of all aspects of your life. So liposuction this is the ability to kickstart you. It's the catalyst to your change. Many of you may be stuck in this rut where I just don't know what to do. Well, now is the time, 15% off. This is a phenomenal opportunity for you to take advantage of the situation where you can get all that fat removed from you. And it happens so quickly. Your life changes. But it's the mental change that has to catch up, because we can get this fat off you, but if you still view yourself, you still see yourself as that fat person, then you're still going to have the same mental mindset, same insecurities. So those are the things that need to change. And it's a slow process. It's not easy. It's not easy. So don't think that everything just gets solved with one quick, snap of the fingers. That's not the case. This is a long process. So, but as you are improving, each little improvement elevates your confidence level. Every little improvement that you do, it elevates your confidence level just a little bit more. And so you got to keep stacking just a little bit more, a little bit more. Every day you keep stacking a little bit more, a little bit better, and your confidence continues to improve. And then eventually, this is where the compound interest works. It compounds as you're stacking on top of this, so you're building a mountain. You're building a mountain of confidence. And eventually you turn around and you're like, wow, I'm amazing. I'm way better than all these other people because I've been working hard at it. Because you've been doing things. You've been doing things. That's the key, the doing. Doer. You got to become a doer of life. You can manifest anything that you want. You can have anything that you want. You just have to actually do it. You want to have this belly? No problem. You just got to do whatever is necessary. In this case, we're doing liposuction. And today, you have a phenomenal opportunity, 15% off. 15% off. And first thing you should do, if you're interested, you should be getting your quick quote. That's the number one thing. Go get your quick quote. It's really easy, simple information, and it's instant. Welcome, Cifuentes, Keena Smith, Osario, Alex Moore. Welcome, Maxine, Jeanette. If you guys have any questions, Jackie, Cynthia, I'm here answering these questions. And the cool thing I like to see in these pictures, some of these individuals, you'll see how they're sassy, they're showing off, and they got this new body, and it's to them it's exciting. Yeah, look at this. She's taking these pictures and these provocative poses that, if you look at the before picture, she wouldn't have been doing that. I mean, it just wouldn't happen. You wouldn't see people doing that, showing off their body, because if you don't feel like you have something to show off, you're not doing those things. If you don't feel like you look appropriately, you avoid people, you hide. If you don't like your double chin, you avoid pictures. I know these things. Everybody knows these things, right? You know these things. You just need to become more conscious of what you are doing. Because in some cases, these things affect your life so drastically that you're not really living. You're moving by in life, and it's just a matter of time until your life's over. And I personally want to live a better life, and I want to attract those individuals that also want to live a better life, and that are ready to change and ready to feel better about themselves. They're ready to smile more, ready to want to look in the mirror. I mean, this picture it's unbelievable in that, what did she say, 3 weeks post-op, and she's not wearing a faja in the second picture, and she's down almost 20 pounds. I mean, you can see from the side view, from the before picture, that big belly hanging off of her. That's restrictive. It's very restrictive. And these individuals, they end up kind of sitting on the sidelines of life and just watching things happen, because they're not able to jump in and play and live and do the things. Like maybe you can't get on a plane because you're required to get 2 seats. Maybe you can't go to an amusement park because you can't go on any of the rides. Like, this stuff's embarrassing, right? And I've seen it. I'm telling you, it's so embarrassing. We just went to Magic Mountain, and I saw it. Like, it happened 3 times throughout the day. A couple of individuals, they sit down and they put the thing on, and they're like, it's not clicking, right? And they gotta put, and then then the person gets off, or it does click down, and they're like, I can't breathe, So it sucks. It really sucks. Or when you're on the plane and they sit down, you sit down and you're like, the fat's kind of rolling over the edges, because you don't fit into that space. It's not meant for someone your size, and then then you have the embarrassment of someone complaining, or the flight staff coming over and having that embarrassing conversation with you. Nobody likes that stuff. And I guarantee you, some of these individuals avoid those situations because they don't want them to happen, and they're aware of the situation. So I hope to save you from having those experiences. I hope to get you into a position where you actually feel better about yourself, and you feel like you can you can live your life and you can go out and you can enjoy and you can partake and you can be a part of this shared reality that we all have. The time is now. The time is now. And this young lady behind me here, she's a great example of the importance of diet and exercise following this procedure and what is possible. So she had 360 lipo of the waistline. Clearly she had pretty amazing results, but then she went off and she continued to lose a substantial amount of weight. So she's she's down almost 70 pounds. So she got the liposuction first, and that kind of kickstarted her life, kickstarted her into changing everything. And I think it was about 8-9 months, maybe a year down the road, and she's got these huge, unbelievable, life-changing transformation results that they're inspiring. And you can do this stuff too. Here's the thing: if she can do it, you can do it. And she's one of thousands and thousands of women who are doing this day in and day out. And you just need to make a choice. Say, now I want it to be my turn. And then start doing the things necessary. We've created the path. You don't have to make this stuff up. You don't have to oh my gosh, what should I be doing? You don't have to ask that stuff anymore. And when you become part of our group, the My Shape Lipo support group on Facebook, the private group, when you get in there, these are the ladies. These are the ones that are telling you, hey, this is what I did. This is what I did. And the real stuff. The important. I know Heather here, she went to the gym a lot. She worked out a lot. She went from this frumpy, girl here that didn't do a whole lot, that she started doing CrossFit and working out and moving. And you see her now, she's like flexing her muscles, and that's because she's so damn proud of herself, and she should be, because she's worked really hard. And when you work really hard, that's when your confidence is skyrockets. It goes through the roof. And you have the ability to do this, and now it's 15% off. So 15% off your procedure could make a huge impact and allow you to take advantage of this and allow you to actually get this procedure. Those of you who were on the sideline, you're just short of the money needed to get this is the difference. This is the push. Lady like Audra here. Audra went from this heavy set girl to this like rock star, and she's out living her life, and she's wearing these form-fitting, nice outfits that are showing off her whole waistline. See, blessed beauty. It says, I've already got my consultation and will be ready in October for one procedure. However, I want another procedure. Do you have payment options where you can put down a lot of? Okay, so yes, we do have payment options. Blessed beauty, you can just call the office and they can set you up with that. It's kind of like a layaway plan where you make payments on a monthly basis, and then when you're paid in full, you can go ahead and move forward. So this lady here, she's an inspiration. She's got a mother of 7. Is
Yes.
That right? Keep mixing her up, but she's a mother of 7. And after she got lipo on multiple parts of her body, and she changed her whole lifestyle. And afterwards, she really got inspired and motivated to do these waist trainers. So she did a waist trainer, which created this. I mean, she already had an hourglass figure, but it made it like that much better. And to go from this person this mom of 7 that would always cover up, she'd wear these big hanging outfits, to someone who feels more than comfortable to wear regular clothes and wear this corset. And I mean, it's just a totally different vibe, right? You can imagine that this person could be doing different things. They have different capabilities. And some of you, you look at other people and are like, oh, that's not me, I would never do those things. Well, the truth is you can do anything that you want. The only reason you don't do those things is because you made some conscious choice at some point in your life for whatever reason. But maybe you were wrong. What if having a new body allows you to do something else? It allows you to wear different clothes, right? Like maybe you say, "Oh, I'm not a person. I don't like to go out dancing. I don't like to go out to nightclubs or whatever. I don't like to do that stuff." But maybe it was just because you were embarrassed because you could never fit into these nice skimpy dresses, right? And now, if you're able to fit into this nice skimpy dress, maybe you feel more comfortable and confident going to more formal gatherings and dressing up and being around people who you didn't feel comfortable being around before because you were embarrassed. So that happens. That's the restrictions, and that's how people hide. But you can change. You can always change. What's up, Jackie? Stacy, welcome. Stacy's another one of our longtime patients, rock stars. She's had a huge life transformation. She continues to improve. Stacy's always helping individuals, and I'm sure she's here to help today, as she always is. And she has been such an inspiration for so many women, and connected with so many women. And she's one of those people that just keeps fighting. I know she's had struggles. She lives out on the East Coast near Louisiana, and they had issues with hurricanes, and her house was damaged. But yet she continued to push through. She was showing how she was still drinking plenty of water. She was still walking, exercising, trying to eat healthy despite the situations that she and her family were in. She just kept pushing. She just kept staying positive. And what I've found is when people are positive, positive things happen to positive people. When people are negative, it's like they attract that negativity, and negative things happen to negative people. So if you want to change your life, you have to start changing with the little things in your life, like your attitude. If you can change your attitude, then you can start changing other things, like your habits, simple habits. And it's not the big habits that you have to really change. It's the simple habits. You got to start out small, one step at a time. 1% change every day will get you like a 365% change over a year. That's a significant improvement. That's 3 times better than you were previously in 1 year. And it's just 1% change, but you have to commit to it. And here's the problem what people do is they'll take a few steps forward, and then they'll get comfortable there, then they slide right on back. A few steps forward, and they slide right on back. So you have to get this change. It's just a change in mindset. And when you get up there and you have these advancements, you celebrate and you keep on going. Okay, but it's when you get comfortable, this comfort, this I want to relax. That's the big trap. The trap is the comfort level. If you want to be comfortable, you're going to be trapped in that comfort level, and you're never going to get out of it. And that's unfortunately what many of us have gotten stuck in. Is like this: sit back on the couch and I just want to chill. I just want to relax. I just want to watch TV, this boob tube, and then they pump in this fake news and programming stuff for you. So you've been programmed. We all have. But you can change. Stop watching TV. Stop watching the news. Stop going on Facebook and reading the fake news so much. You can change. Go educate yourself. Read books. Improve in every aspect. Spend more time with your family. Communicate better. Read lots of books. All the information, all the knowledge, it's all out there. All you have to do is read the books. So the first step you're going to get started on this is doing your quick quote. If you are on Facebook, we got it up in the post right there. You can scroll up, or we have a pinned link there. You're going to get your quick quote. Go to our website, myshapelipo.com. Get the quick quote. It's quick and easy, instant quote. You don't have to come in. You don't have to supply any pictures, anything that's based off of your BMI. We categorize you based off of your BMI, and we're able to give you an accurate quote based off of that. We've collected tons of data over the years, and I was able to figure out this algorithm to where we can base the pricing based off of the BMI. So that's the advantage for you today, where you can go get your quick quote immediately. And then when you're serious, the next step is we got to see you. Like we got to see pictures of you and do this formal consultation where we can really evaluate and ensure that this quick quote system was actually accurate. Because it's a system. And there's some people that it's going to be good for, some people it's not going to be good for. But we found about 75-80% at least are getting pretty accurate quotes. So I think it's a good thing. Yeah, Stacy's here to help. Appreciate you, Stacy. What's up, Karina Duran on YouTube? Make sure you guys hit the share button. Tell your friends. I know that you have some friends and family because, you know, here's the thing that I know is people that are similar, they tend to hang out together. So, you know, family members, a lot of these traits, these issues, they tend to flow through families. Like the entire family has a weight issue, and it's a habits and a food. And you know the funny thing, this is a crazy thing that I noticed a few years back, is when I started really getting in shape, my dog got in shape. Weird, right? My dog got in shape. Then I started paying attention, and you start looking at other people that are not active individuals, and they're overweight. Their dogs are the same. It's weird. It's bizarre, right? This I think the same thing happens with humans. Is when you hang around other people, you just it wears off on you. It wears off on you. So you can utilize that. Utilize that by hanging out with people that are advancing and growing and improving themselves, and you know, trying to accomplish the same things that you're trying to accomplish. And that's why we have the private Facebook group, so you're able to connect with individuals that are trying to do the same thing. Because ultimately what happens when you're around people that do the same thing is they validate your efforts and they keep you accountable. So if you're not supposed to be, you know, eating a certain types of food, you know, like you're gonna feel bad when other people are keeping you accountable. So that it's that little bit of a feeling bad that you shouldn't do this will stop you from doing it. And that's the key. That's the key. So if you imagine this path, and it's like, you know, these are the edges that you don't want to go beyond. People are going to go back and forth, right? They're going to hit the walls and they're come back and forth, but you got to stay in the middle of the path. And so you can skew off to the side, but eventually you're going to come back towards the middle. And so being around other individuals that have been there and they've crossed the barriers and like, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to go over that. You don't want to start doing that again, because it's hard to come back. I love these pictures. Really, it's so cool that these are real individuals. You know, these were pictures that she took in her hotel room right before the procedure, and you know, then afterwards she's at her house. So it's really these are real people, and you get to actually communicate and connect with these real people to find out what their story was, what happened to them, and you know, how they got to where they are. Because I'll tell you what, it's never a straight line. It's never a straight line. Where what I mean by that is it's not like we just do the procedure and all of a sudden you're this, or I mean vice versa. We do the procedure and all of a sudden you're the after photo. It doesn't happen that way. There's a period of time in between, and what happens in that period of time is like all kinds of stuff. It's all the wiggle up and down. You got good times, bad times, good times, bad times, good times, bad times. Okay, and that happens for the process of the recovery. Sometimes you have more bad stuff. It happens. Sometimes you're more swollen. Sometimes you have issue with infection. It happens. Okay, that's part of getting into this process, is you're going to go through the process. And if you understand that it is a process, then psychologically you won't be freaked out, because that's what sometimes people do. They get depressed because you see this picture here. This is showing a progressive photo. So she's obviously a very large individual here. In the after photo, this is just after by a week, and she almost looks the same size. She almost looks the same size. And you know what? Wouldn't you think, hey, maybe I'm fat again, or they didn't do a good job, or like, you know, it didn't work, right? You start thinking these things, and psychologically, right? Now you're on this low. You get this low where you start feeling and thinking a certain thing, and feeling bad about yourself. You know, a couple weeks later, you're still swollen. It's hard. It's lumpy. It's uncomfortable, and you're frustrated. But then you give it a couple months, and all the swelling goes away, and the belly does too. And it happens quickly, slowly but quickly. That's the process. And when you understand that it's a process, then you can be more patient. And having other people around you to remind you of the process is really, really important, because they keep your mental sanity. All right, so reminder, we're doing this 15% off sale here. This is going to last for this month only, so you must place a deposit to appreciate this discount. So the deposit of 25% of your procedure costs. In order to get your procedure costs, the first thing you're going to do is get your quick quote. You can get your accurate quote there, where you can get an idea of what the cost will be. And then, if you're serious and ready to move forward, the next step is that consultation, the formal consultation, where you will meet with me or Kale, and we'll discuss your pictures and review everything for you, and make sure that we're doing the right thing, and make sure that the quick quote was accurate. So get on that. Make sure you're taking care of this process for yourself. You gotta start taking care of yourself. You want to start living a better life. You gotta start doing the things that are necessary to live a better life. Glam Time LV says 3 weeks post-op and I'm ready for my next procedure. You go. That's awesome. So we do recommend that you wait a month at minimum. 2 months might be better to do your second procedures, but ultimately it kind of depends on how you are feeling. And if you're doing great, you're doing, the swelling's not so much an issue anymore, then we can go ahead and move forward. I guess Glam Time LV posted some pictures on Facebook. She says, Sierra says, trust the process. So cool picture. So after these procedures, when you see what other people have done, this is just one thing that you can do, is the that waist trainer. It's just one option. Not everybody does that, right? A lot of people are getting into these lymphatic massages now, so you can get the opinions of all these individuals who have actually had lymphatic massages, had liposuction, so they can tell you when you say, does it work? They can actually give you hands-on experience, knowledge to share with you, to help you make a better decision. Which garments to wear. These girls have done it. They've been through the process. They've tried and failed perhaps on garments, and so they can tell you, don't do this, but you should be doing this. People who have dealt with bruising, who've dealt with the swelling, who've dealt with the drainage of the fluids, who've dealt with soreness, who've dealt with potentially infections. You're going to get the whole gamut of experience with these ladies in the group, and it's all for you. This is all provided just for you. It's all provided, so you can make a better decision, and a better, well-informed decision. That's the key, is being well-informed, because so many times in the past, I've had patients that come to me and they don't know anything about this, and they haven't been educated at all, and then when they get this procedure, they're like shocked, and they didn't realize any of this stuff was supposed to happen, and they had no idea, and it's scary, it's frustrating. What's up, Jackie? Jackie Rodriguez, another previous patient of ours. They're shocked because they weren't educated. They didn't have the knowledge yet, and they didn't understand what was supposed to be happening. So when things happened and they weren't expecting it, it scared them, it freaked them out, and led them to dark places, to feel certain things that they didn't have to feel bad about. But because they didn't know any better, their mind goes crazy, and they start having thoughts about different things. So having the ability to talk to other people is almost like a counselor. It's like psychology. It's having this support group, and this, obviously we call it a support group because that's essentially what it is. When you're feeling a certain way, sometimes you just need someone else to be like, hey, I've been there before. It's okay. You're gonna get through this. Just keep pushing. And sometimes it's that little push that allows you to do the things that you're supposed to do, and allows you to get past the struggles and the challenges that you have perceived. Life does not have to be as challenging as you thought it had to be. It doesn't have to be as difficult. You can get help. There's people that can help you. There's easier ways to do things. You just need to have the right information. The way most of us live our lives is we go and make a bunch of mistakes, and then after those mistakes, we realize, I shouldn't do it that way, so I'm going to start doing this. And most of us, if you're smart, after making those mistakes, you change and you learn. Now, That's a great way to learn. It's a great way to learn from experience by doing and making mistakes and then changing. That's a great way to learn. However, you can get the same knowledge from someone else's experience. So you don't have to be the one that fails in order to get the experience. Now, you have to be open to it. Some people have to fail for themselves. I mean, it's unfortunate. I personally was one of those people. I had to fail for myself. I had to go out and do stupid stuff. When I was younger, I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of things wrong. And I was they called me hard-headed because I just went out and did stuff. And I believed that I can do it different than everybody told me. I believed I can do it. I believed I can do anything that I wanted. And I made a bunch of mistakes, and I learned the limits. I learned the law of nature, and I figured things out. And now, I'm here to help share some of this knowledge that and wisdom that I've gained from my experience. And I've not only that, I've recruited other individuals, and that's why I keep talking about these individuals, these girls that are sharing in this group, and I've recruited them through my words and through speaking this stuff into existence. That we want to speak positively, because if you get what you focus on, and if you focus on the negative, that's what you get. When you focus on positive, it's possible. When you start believing these things that it's possible, you'll start actually moving towards that direction. Okay, and as I said, these things don't happen overnight, but it's a path. You start moving in that direction. What does that mean? What does that mean? Maybe you start drinking more water. Maybe you start changing your habit. You start walking a little bit more, getting more active. Maybe you start improving your sleep patterns. We don't talk about that a lot, but sleep patterns are super important to your life. All of us, it's essential that you're sleeping. However, most of us don't give it the attention that it deserves. And until recently, I started tracking. I started tracking my sleep, and it made it very obvious what I was lacking. And I was under the illusion that just by being in bed for 8 hours meant that I got 8 hours sleep. That's not true. Okay, when you actually track your sleep, you come to find that not only is there a lag time, like you're awake for a period of the night, so that doesn't count towards the 8 hours, but there's different sleeping patterns, like brainwave patterns that they track that are essential for getting the rest that you need. So you have deep sleep, light sleep, the REM sleep. These are different classifications of sleep, and it's important that you get high levels of REM sleep, because that's the restorative sleep. And if you're not getting that stuff, then what does it do? Is it affects every other aspect of your body. If you're tired, you don't have the energy, and you don't have the energy to do what you're supposed to do. And that's when people are like, I don't want to go to this, I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to go for my walk, or I'm tired, I'm gonna go eat whatever I want to eat, and then you make the excuse. So don't allow sleep to be that excuse for you. It's one simple aspect of your life that's actually huge. It's a big change. It's a little change, but big change, right? If you can get to sleep earlier, wake up earlier. And most people are like, I have a hard time sleeping, and they have really poor sleeping habits where some nights they go to sleep at midnight, some nights they go to sleep at 9 o'clock, some nights they go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's all over the place. And our body works in rhythms, and so they call it the circadian rhythm. And you have to get a consistent rhythm of life. Your sleep awake patterns have to be consistent, or else it starts affecting you. You get grouchy, and you just don't want to do anything when you're tired. I know, I've been there. We've all been there, right? And so it's a matter of being conscious of this issue, and doing what's necessary. Because just because you're conscious of the fact that you don't have good sleep patterns, if you don't make changes, just having the knowledge is one thing. But if you don't use the knowledge, then it's a waste. It's a waste. You're wasting it. If you're hearing the words that I'm saying, and then you don't go out and actually change, then you just wasted this knowledge, and it's wasted on you. And here's the thing: when you take this knowledge and you share it with other people, that's when it starts getting implemented. And this is the importance of the paying it forward idea. is that when you take this information, you take this knowledge, and then you share it with your friends and family. Be like, hey, I heard this dude talking. I mean, he was talking about liposuction, but he talked about these other things that were pretty interesting in getting your life back in order. These simple habits, simple things. Better sleep patterns, walking more, drinking more water. These are simple, basic functions of your life that if you're not getting those right, then you're going to have some major problems in your life. And I promise you, it's affecting every aspect of your life. The water thing, our body is 70% water. So when you're dehydrated, every single aspect of your body, from your skin to your eyes to your heart to your blood to your kidneys to everything in your body is affected by the water. And if you have a lack of it, it's you're working at a let's say you're working at a 60% capacity. And if you're not sleeping well, it reduces even more. And here's what I found. This is actually kind of cool. Is your body will give you whatever energy you demand from it. So, and it's kind of like one of these things where you can't get the energy first, you have to give it first. So when you start giving the energy, you start utilizing the energy. So initially you're gonna be like, I'm so tired, I can't do this. And that's how you are initially. But when you start doing these things and you start demanding from your mind, demanding from your body that you have the energy, your body will fulfill. It's just a matter of time. But you gotta give the foundation for your body to be able to supply the energy. So what's the foundation? It's the simple things. It's your sleep, it's your movements, and your water. Simple stuff. Okay, is a tummy tuck necessary? Asks Martha. All right, so is a tummy tuck necessary? So none of the pictures, none of them that you'll see from MyShape Lipo get tummy tucks. We do not do tummy tucks. And in fact, I hope to be able to save individuals who were told that you have to do a tummy tuck. But you can clearly see these individuals, small girls, big girls, loose skin, hanging skin, stretch marks, but no tummy tucks. No tummy tucks. It's amazing. And I'm sure you're probably in a belief like, oh, whatever, that's total BS. They must be lying, but it's not. And not only, do you not have to trust me, you can go onto our private Facebook group and you can communicate with these individuals directly. And it's not just one person. You can see that it's consistent. We're getting consistent results. And the results are phenomenal. Like this kind of thing, this is like a small miracle. I can't even believe this stuff happens for some of these individuals. But we just do our job. We suck out as much fat as we can. We try and keep everything as smooth and even as possible. And we know the tricks to get these kind of results. And they are tricks because I wasn't getting these kind of results earlier on in my career, but I learned. Because I'm constantly improving. I have this belief in my mind that I want to constantly improve. And that's what I'm trying to preach to you, is that your life has to be a constant improvement. And when it's a constant improvement, it's just a matter of time till you achieve greatness. Seriously, it's just a matter of time. Maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's 5 years. You want it faster, you put in more effort. You want to take your time, you put in less effort. But it's just a matter of time before you achieve greatness. And whatever greatness means to you, maybe it's that you're super intelligent, maybe it's that you're super skinny, maybe it's that you're in shape or you're able to do whatever you want to do, But I believe that we all have this superhuman ability and potential that is just waiting in the background for you to turn it on. And take the actions to achieve what it is that you want in your life. It's just turn it on. And you turn it on with a decision. You make the decision like, yes, I will do that. And you make a decision. This is your free will. People think that their DNA makes it so they have to be a certain way or do a certain thing. Well, science has changed. It's not like that anymore. DNA, you may have the propensity for a disease process, but it's not a foregone conclusion. You may have the propensity for heart disease, but if you don't live the same lifestyle that your previous your family member was living, then you're not going to get the same heart disease. For example, my grandfather died when he was 54 of a heart attack. And so by medical standards, they would take medical history and say, did you have any relatives that died at a young age from heart disease? And yes, I did. My grandfather. And so, you know, technically, they would say that I'm at a high risk for heart disease. And so that's what I've believed my whole life. And it was that belief that led me to start doing everything that I could to reduce the risks and to educate myself on how I could reduce the risks. And what I found is, interestingly, is that you can alleviate all of these risks, and not just the heart disease, but there's other issues. You might be at risk for diabetes, you might be at risk for high blood pressure. All of these diseases are lifestyle diseases. Let me repeat that because it's really important. All of these diseases that I'm discussing, they're lifestyle diseases, meaning they are caused by your lifestyle. So if you want to change your life, you change your lifestyle. You change the things that you do. We are an accumulation of the things that we do and the things that we consume. So if you're eating these foods that are not good for you, you're accumulating that not goodness, if that's a word, right? You're accumulating that. Now, think of it like on a daily basis. You're keeping score. And if you can say today was a positive day, that's good. We'll notch it up on the positive column. And if today was a negative day, we notch it up on the negative day. And if you need to start compiling more positive days, and that's it. It's like literally that simple. Literally. You just need to keep notching more positives, more positive, more positive. And you string enough of these positives together, all of a sudden life's positive. You feel good. You feel good about yourself. Things start to change. Things start to improve, because the world that we see is just a manifestation of our minds. It's what our beliefs are. And when you start believing that you're negative, you start believing that you're this fat person that can't do anything, you start believing that you're restricted. If you believe that stuff, you'll live that lifestyle. But if you want to change, you need to start being around people that can prove to you that it's possible that you change. You need to be around other people that have done the change that you want to do. And again, we're back to this group, right? The My Shape Lipo support group. It's a place where all these women who have like minds, they want to do the same thing. They've struggled. Most of them have struggled with the same issues. A lot of them look the same. They had same issues. They had multiple kids. They let themselves go. It's something that I think is human nature in our society. Women tend to neglect themselves and take care of their family. And it happens time and time again. It happened, my mom did that. My wife does it. I see it all the time. And I've watched these women that I treat, thousands of them. And they just do it time and time again. And it's the same story. Different people. It's pretty bizarre. But it happens over and over. And when you stop neglecting yourself and start focusing on yourself, the funny thing is when you give yourself more and you do more for yourself, you have more to give. It just blew me away. When you do more for yourself, you have more to give to other people. But then when you don't help yourself, who are you really helping? If you're being a bad example for your kids and not eating properly, you're overweight, you're not active, if you're being a bad example, who are you really helping? And this is some of the things you just have to, we have to start becoming more conscious, more aware of the life that we're living, more aware of the people around us and the effects that we're having on them. Because what I found is our effects are profound. It's amazing what is possible when you start having a positive effect on the world, when you start encouraging people, when you start motivating people. It's fun to have a positive impact. And I know a lot of when I was younger, I would get my impact, my hey, look at me, I'm here on this planet. A lot of it was negative. And I know my 12-year-old son, he's doing this now. He's just trying to get attention, and he's doing it in a negative way. But I promise you, when you figure out how to change this world and help others in a positive way, it's way better getting attention that way. And that kind of attention ripples out, and you make a positive influence over many more people than you thought, than just the one person that you initially helped. So I'm going to end here today. Today's the day. You really need to make the decision in your life if it's time to change your life. When you're sick and tired of living the lifestyle that you've had that's restricted you, you got to make that decision. And when you've made that decision, the first thing you're doing is getting that quick quote. It's really easy. If you're interested at all in liposuction or fat transfer, get BBL, getting that hourglass figure, eliminating that belly, treating the arms, the chin. When you're ready to do this stuff, it's so quick and easy. The quick quote, you just get a quote on there, and then you know the pricing, you know what to expect. And then when you're serious, you're ready to move forward, the next step is a formal consultation. It's $100. You meet with myself or Kale, and we'll evaluate your pictures and make the decision. We'll put you in the right direction, because we've done this so many times. We've helped so many women that are just like you. So today's the day. Make the decision. And don't forget, 15% off for this month only. This is a limited time offer, so you got to start getting your funds together, get your stuff together now. This is the time. We got Raquel on YouTube saying, "Thanks, My Shape Lipo, for putting me on the right path. No regrets." Good to hear. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the ripple effect right there. You help that one person, they're going to start rippling out with the positivity, and that can be you. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.